Welcome back to my logistics gameplay tutorial. Today, we're going to learn how to use factories to make supplies and how to store them in a stockpile or seaport. To start, we're going to need to refine some scrap into basic material and explosive materials. So we have materials for factory usage. We'll need a truck to gather scrap in, of course, but instead of building one today, we're going to take one from the public stockpile. Use this icon to find the nearest storage depot or seaport. Then, make your way there. Once you have made it there, walk up to the front of the seaport, just in front of the gray loading pads, and press E to open the stockpile inventory. With the inventory open, look for the vehicle icon in the list of filters at the top of the inventory screen and left-click it. Search for an R5 Atlas hauler, or if you are a Warden player, the Dun Load Lugger 3C. If these vehicles are not available, a basic truck will do. This hauler truck can carry more scrap than a basic truck, but it cannot carry anything other than scrap, components, and sulfur. Once you pull the truck out of the inventory, make sure to lock it and refuel it, then start gathering scrap and filling your refinery queue. Make sure to fill your explosive materials or EMAT queue first, because EMATs take much longer to refine. Get a good amount of BMATs and EMATs refining, and once you are satisfied, return to the stockpile you got your truck from. While in your truck, open the inventory screen and press this button to return your vehicle to the public stockpile, so someone else may use it. Then get a basic truck from the stockpile so we can haul our refined materials to a factory. Refinery queues will hold your personal materials for 50 hours after your last deposit into any queue. After the time is up, it will dump your materials into the public inventory, so keep this in mind. Before we start using a factory, we're going to set up a private stockpile to store our materials in. This will also give us a place to store the finished supplies. Let's head back to the refinery and right-click our BMATs and select Retrieve as Crates. If you instead retrieve them uncrated, you will not be able to store these in a private stockpile. Next, head back to the nearest seaport or storage depot and open its inventory while in your truck. At the bottom of the inventory screen, there is a Create Private Stockpile button. Left-click this and you will be prompted to name your new stockpile. Once you have named and created your stockpile, make sure the drop-down menu in the top right has the name of the stockpile you just created selected. If not, use the drop-down menu to select your stockpile. With your stockpile selected, you can now right-click a crate in your truck's inventory and select Submit All to Stockpile. This will store them in your private stockpile for later use. As with refineries, after 50 hours with no activity, your private stockpile will be released into the public inventory. The 4 buttons at the bottom of your reserve stockpile give you some management options for your stockpile. The first on the left will delete your stockpile and release its contents to the public. The second on the left allows you to make the contents visible to anyone looking at your stockpile. The third button will show you a shareable code that will allow other players to deposit and retrieve crates from your stockpile. And the last button will copy the shareable code to your clipboard, so that you may share it more easily. Let's take some time to fill our stockpile with everything we've got refined. Once we've emptied our refinery into our stockpile, we're ready to get making supplies for the soldiers on the front lines. Knowing what to make is something that will take experience and time, but considering we have a private stockpile, we can store anything we make until we know where we want to bring it. For now, we're just going to make 4 crates of Boma Stone grenades for tutorial purposes. Using a third-party website, ogma.run, we can see exactly how many BMATs and EMATs we will need for a full factory queue of 4 crates of Boma Stones. This website will also be linked in the description. Using ogma.run, we know that 4 crates of Boma Stone grenades will require 400 BMATs and 80 EMATs, which is 4 crates of BMATs and 4 crates of EMATs. Go to your stockpile and retrieve the required amount of crates. Before leaving, we also need to uncrate these materials so they can be used in the factory. Simply right-click a crate in your truck's inventory and select Unpack Material Crates, and repeat as necessary. Now that you've got your materials ready, head to the nearest factory, indicated by this icon on the map, and drive to the front of the factory. Usually, the front is just off the side of the road. Press E to access the inventory and look through the filters at the top of the inventory screen to get an idea of what you can make at a factory. You can make 4 crates of supplies in each category simultaneously, and you don't have to make the same thing 4 times. You can mix and match if you choose. Boma stones are under the first category, small arms. So click the first icon at the top, which signifies the small arms filter, and left-click Boma Stone 4 times. You should see the icon for Boma Stones appear on the right side of the inventory menu in the queue section. Make sure the queue is set to personal, and then click the play button to start producing your Boma Stone grenades. If you are a Warden player, please feel free to choose any supply you desire to create, as you won't be able to make Boma Stones. Now, all that's left to do is wait for our supplies to be created. Although, if you like, you can set up more queues. There are usually 2 factories in any logistics town. Once done, press the green checkmark beside your Boma Stones, and they will be transferred as crates into your truck's inventory. You may store these in your new private stockpile, if you wish, or deliver them to a front. Congratulations on learning how to use factories and stockpiles. This will make you a significantly more efficient Logi-Man. If this video helped you, please leave a like or share with someone who may need help. If you have any questions, please ask, and I will do my best to answer. Next time, we'll go over advanced logistics delivery and delivery between stockpiles.